Hi friends, welcome to another Preschool at Home video. Let's start with our song. Good morning friends, good morning friends, good morning friends, I'm glad you're here today. Hooray! I'm glad you're here today. Today we're going to read a book about Pete the cat and his groovy buttons. We are going to do some painting with circles, and we're going to sing Peach of a Savior, which is one of my favorite songs. So let's get started. Our story today is Pete the cat. Cat begins with C, so I thought it'd be fun to do during C week. Pete the cat, excuse me, and his 4 groovy buttons. This is by Eric Litman. Pete the cat and his 4 groovy buttons. Pete the cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. Let's count the buttons. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's Pete's song. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 3. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take away 1 equals 3. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many are left? 2. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Just 1. 1. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 0. 1. Take away 1 equals 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? His belly button! And he kept on singing his song. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. And there's Pete on the surfboard saying, it's all good. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. Do we cry? Goodness no. We keep on singing. Buttons come and buttons go. And that's the end of our story. I love Pete the Cat books. They're some of my very favorites. Well, buttons are circle shaped, and circle is actually another word that starts with C, even though it makes a different sound than cat, which starts with C. So I thought we'd do some painting. So here's what I got for our painting. I have 3 round things and 3 paints of color that I put on my paper plate. I have a red bowl that I dipped in green paint. I have a little plastic medicine cup that I dipped in purple paint, and I have a little cork that I dipped in yellow paint. They're different sizes and different colors. And after I dipped them in the paint on my paper plate, I pressed them onto a sheet of paper and I made a circle painting. I have big green circles, and I have some purple circles, and I have some yellow circles. So I dipped my cup in the paint and then press it onto the paper, ta-da, and it makes a circle. And I made a picture of all different size and different colors of circles. So maybe you can find some circle shapes in your house. If you have some paint, you can dip them in different colors of paint and print them on a piece of paper and make a circle painting. It's kind of a fun way to paint. All right, I thought we'd sing Peach of the Savior today just because I love the song. I have my cards. Do you remember he's a peach of the Savior? He's the apple of my eye. He goes stomping through the vineyard where the grapes of wrath hang high. He's so plum, wonderful, and that's the reason why I just go bananas for my Lord. I think I got some of the words in there wrong, but we'll figure it out as we sing it. It'll come back to us when we're singing the tune. Ready? Make sure I've got my cards in the right order. He's a peach of a Savior, he's the apple of my eye. He goes stomping through the vineyard where the grapes are growing high. He's so plum, wonderful, and that's the reason why I just go bananas for my Lord. Yeah, it's where the grapes are growing high. I don't know why I said the other thing. I got confused. All right, shall we do it one more time? It's a fun song. He's a peach of a Savior, he's the apple of my eye. He goes stomping through the vineyard where the grapes are growing high. He's so plum, wonderful, and that's the reason why I just go bananas for my Lord. Well, friends, thanks for joining me today. We've read our book, Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. We've done a circle painting and we sung our song. It's time for our goodbye song. Ready? Goodbye, 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 my friends, to you. God bless you everywhere you go in all you say and do. Goodbye, friends. See you tomorrow.